It has been 50 years since we had heard the news about Jimi Hendrix, and to think that we have reached to this point, it is insane. It is insane to think about this time, to reflect. And also today marks the 50th anniversary for Black Sabbath's Paranoid. But I feel like that I should make this video because I would like to say some more words about Jimi Hendrix, being my all-time favourite guitarist. I had done a video around the mid-2010s, a question video asking you who's your favourite guitarist, and I had put Jimi Hendrix at the #1 spot. There were some reasons that I did feel confident enough to express, but I feel for this video I want to say some more words. There's no other musician that would either top off the #1 spot and even anyone to remotely replicate and be like Jimi Hendrix, because that is impossible. Jimi is always the #1 for many reasons. There's no other guitarist that I do look out to and think about in terms of skill, originality, and the experience of knowing his uniqueness and talent. I do love many other guitar players, like Stevie Ray Vaughan to Tony Iommi, Keith Richards, Paul Kossoff, George Harrison, Mick Taylor, Angus Young, Chuck Schuldiner, David Gilmour, etc. But Jimi's always the one because I describe him as like the most non-human kind of human, because I feel that he was from a totally different planet to go to planet Earth and cast out some pristine, tremendous, and a big pioneering sound of guitar-driven music. Yes, I know that there were other guitar players that shape that type of distortion, including Pete Townsend of The Who, and to hear some more of the heavier tone on the guitars on Jimmy Page, on Led Zeppelin. But with Jimi Hendrix, I do admire his identity and the sheer brilliance of his tone. Not only he was just a guitar player, I feel that he still is a wizard to me. He is a guitar player that needs no introduction for millions of times, because I think he is one of the most important masters of going into an educational worth of your time to learn the guitar and practice and explore stuff from Hendrix's styles, from the unique formation of his hand position for the chord playing, to play a lot of melodies on his guitar notes to let the notes sing out, and also to blaze out some pure passion and emotion through his guitar lead work. And not only that, but pioneers legendary pedals, the fuzz face, the Univibe, the wah-wah, and the Octavio. And Hendrix was and still is one of these historical figures in music history that anyone should look out to. I have always admired Hendrix because he was just being himself, but there was a form of an expression to a lot of people's ears and minds. How did he come up with some of the greatest and reflective feelings of hearing such a phenomenal style of guitar playing and in music? To think that Hendrix is known as, for many people, one of the greatest or the greatest guitar players of all time is, to me, I think is a huge compliment. And I know that it's all on opinions, but the way I think of Jimi is that I do listen heavily every time I listen to the playing, to the sound, the production, but a very hard-working and a prolific master of an artist. There's a lot of words to describe Hendrix, but I do think that his discography is one of the best, one of the greatest trilogies of all time in music, from his band with the Experience on Are You Experienced, to Axis Boulder's Love and Electric Ladyland, to a huge variety and an experimental, different, versatile direction on his path, soul to funk, and being in later bands like Band of Gypsies. I do love Band of Gypsies, sometimes, if not maybe more than the Experience. I love the Experience band, but there was always a lot of heavy focus and so much detail into the tone of Jimi's playing that I just could not, to this day, get a hold of. He also really shaped up the form of bringing in the population of his fantastic covers, from Wild Thing to Like a Rolling Stone, and the most popular Hendrix cover of All Along the Watchtower. And, you know, he was full of expression. He's full of expression into the sound of his music and the way he plays the guitar. He lets the guitar sing to be aggressive and just to be in tripped out professional way of casting out his own magic into art in this form of entertainment. I'm interested to know what you personally think about Jimi Hendrix as a guitar player, why you think Hendrix is special to you, and if you want to learn a lot from him, there is a lot to discover, and I can guarantee you that it will always be worth it. That's personally all I would like to say. I do think Hendrix is just the best and phenomenal musical eccentric, like many other greats, and he definitely resonates with me. Thank you guys for watching, and I have one more thing to say. Peace and love.